is the father of faith. Does that sound like a parable tonight? This man's fear caused him to not believe in the promise of the king. And he missed redemption. And don't let your fear keep you from all the promises that God has for you. The Bible is loaded with them. And each of us are going to have to answer the question, do we have faith in the king? But in typical fashion, when man becomes afraid, when we are caught doing what we know we're supposed to be doing and what is right, we try to blame somebody else. Happened in the garden. But blaming the king or the judge is not going to help you. Somehow making it the judge's fault that you're in this judgment seat. Try that one in court. But neither is blaming Jesus. This next response to this wicked servant is a scary one. In Luke 19:22. "You wicked servant," roared the king. "Your own words condemn you. If you knew that I was a hard man, who takes what is in mine and harvests crops I did not plant, why didn't you deposit the money in the bank? Or at least, I could have gotten some interest." How many of us are really afraid of the justice of God? How about the law of God? We shouldn't be. Because once we receive in full the redemption of Christ, His promise is to rule our sentence as grace and mercy and complete forgiveness of sin. This man didn't even put his redemption in the bank. He never put Jesus in his heart. He hid it. He hid it from the world. He hid it from himself. He hid it. He hid it because he did not want to be associated with the king. Matthew 10:32 and 33 says this: "Everyone who acknowledges me publicly here on earth," talking about Jesus, "I will acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But anyone who denies me here on earth, I will also deny before my Father in heaven." Did this guy acknowledge the king? The king's not going to acknowledge him. That's just the way it is. This man was a fearful man that was only faithful to himself and not to the master. Here's a heavy question. Does it sound like the world today? Everybody in this world has a chance for salvation or redemption. But you gotta put it in the bank. Here's what happens if you don't have faith in the king. In Luke 19:24. "Then turning to the others standing nearby, the king ordered, 'Take the money from the servant and give it to the one who has the 10 pounds. I mean, this is a scary part of this story. It really is. The wicked servant loses his silver. He received the silver from the king, but he never put it in the bank, and he lost his silver. He lost his opportunity for redemption. That's a biggie. Opportunity for redemption. And this is a place that I have to be very, very, very careful. This is a very thin line that I'm going to draw. Because someone's going to be sitting here thinking, oh man, I can lose my salvation. The answer is no, you can't. You cannot lose your salvation. Because once you deposit the silver into the bank, you own it. Once you deposit Jesus into your heart, he lives there. And you can earn interest, which is salvation. What the scripture is saying tonight is every single one of us, every single person in this world has an opportunity to get some silver from Jesus. But putting Jesus in your heart is the difference. Whether or not you accept this salvation is an individual choice for every person. And the requirement is just having faith in the King. Today we have the same opportunity for salvation. And the only requirement, I know I sound like a broken record, is faith in the King. The first two servants moved in faith for the King. The wicked servant did not. You know, many people will probably, when it comes time for judgment, are going to think, man, this is really, really, really unfair. If I would have only known. But I've only known. Guess what? Have faith in the King. Now you know. Luke 19:25 says, "But Master," they said, "he already has 10 pounds." "Yes," the king replied, "and those who use well what they are given, even more will be given. But those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away." See, Jesus is showing the rewards of faith. Those who are faithful with things that the king gives them will have more things entrusted to them. Kind of neat. But those who are not faithful with what they were given shall be taken away. Jesus is the only one who truly knows whether or not they deposited the silver in their bank. We don't know. We're not the judge. We don't judge that stuff. Jesus is. He earned it on the cross. But here's what happens to those who refuse to accept the King, meaning Jesus, in Luke 19:27. "And as for these enemies of mine, who didn't want me to be their king, bring them in and execute them right here in front of me." Let us pray. Lord Jesus, for those tonight who are watching on the internet, who are not sure if they have accepted you as their king, I would ask that you reveal to them right now the truth. Give them the courage to ask for the silver and ask for redemption. And maybe just for the first time, let them put it into their bank and into their heart. And then, Lord, give them the courage to reinvest this redemption in other people. Lord, I ask that those who are ready to accept you as their king, to raise their hand right where they're at, saying, "This is me, Lord. I want you to be my king." In faith, for you on the internet, just right where you're at, raise your hand and say, "Lord, I want you as my king." I believe that you died on the cross for my sins. And I can have total forgiveness. My sentence can be eternity with you instead of death. Eternity. Just believe in faith that Jesus is able to do that and ask Jesus to come into your heart. And you'll have eternal life. And everyone said, Amen.